Hey, and good evening, everybody. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic week so far. And man, I am stoked about tonight's live stream. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we are going to talk about martial arts, Web3, two of my favorite subjects ever. And we are going to have a great time tonight. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm going to be sharing with you guys what this is about. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not going to try to tell you to buy, sell, or hold any particular crypto. Do your own research, do your own due diligence before getting started. So all I'm going to be doing is sharing the information with you, and you can decide for yourself, do I want to go further? Do I want to look into it more? Or do I just want to be pal, be done, and not worry about it? So first I've got to say, before we get started, keep on keeping on H-bar. Up 14, almost 15%. And John, I know you're here somewhere. I'm not sure who else is lurking in the background. We've got a few people, but H-bar is kicking some butt and taking names. You know, like the quote says, we're here to chew bubblegum and kick bleep, and we're all out of bubblegum. So H-bar is kicking some serious butt, so keep it up. So that's fantastic. All right, so tonight's subject is karate combat. And you may be thinking, if you've never heard of it before, trust me, it ties into Web3, it ties in, actually, as a matter of fact, into Hedera. So that's what we're going to be talking about this evening. If you have questions, do me a favor, put them in the chat with a Q beforehand so I know if you have a question for me. So put like a Q or like a semicolon or a colon. That way I know what it is. And then I'm going to go through and I will scroll back up and towards the end and answer questions. But I want to kind of just dive right in. And so combat karate, basically what it is. And before we go into any further, let me just kind of relate this. Unless you're coming in, you're going to be like, wait a minute, I thought this was a crypto live stream. It is. So karate combat has the $ karate token attached to it. It powers that ecosystem. And I'm going to explain to you kind of what it's about, the entire project. So karate combat was founded back in 2018, 2019 as an alternative to different kinds of martial arts, or like the MMA style, ground and pound, things like that. It was just a different competitive league. Kind of reminded me back in my youth of when I was competing. Like you had Taekwondo style, then you had open tournaments, then you had kickboxing, you had all these different things. And so basically that's what this is. It was designed to, give people a chance who may not make it, at least as in my view, who may not be in a position where they're known enough where they can make it in the UFC, or maybe that's not what they want to do. So now it's got a few big names attached. Now I'm an older guy, so I kind of grew up with the George St. Pierres and the Boss Rutens and all those guys. As a matter of fact, Boss Rutan and George St. Pierre are ambassadors to karate combat. So Boss is, ambassadors, they go around and they kind of talk the gospel, if you will, of karate combat. And karate combat, actually, as a matter of fact, was talked about on a Joe Rogan podcast where Boss Rutan was talking about it. Now, if you don't know much about martial arts, that's okay. You don't really need to. All right, but if you do, I'm just giving you a little bit of a backstory. So that's what karate combat is about. It has its own specific set of rules, and you can ask me anything you want in here. And if I don't know, I just did a video Friday, I think it was Thursday, like I told you I would, and I had a bunch of information, but there was a lot of stuff due to time restraints that I didn't put in. So if you have questions regarding karate combat or anything along those lines, go ahead and put them in the chat box, and I'll answer you, and I'll answer your questions. So it's been a kind of a smaller, kind of flying under the radar sort of program. It's been growing over the years, but again, being around since 2018 or 19, It's been around for a bit. It's been around for a minute. Now, in April of this year, Karate Combat took their platform to Web3 in a really cool way. So they joined the Web3 space by creating a token, which is the Karate token. And so what this does is, it kind of powers the program and helps it out, of course. And Karate Combat went through a funding round where they raised, I believe, $18 million, which gave them some breathing room, to bring on talent and to do production and to bring on staff and to kind of like create the brand. Now, with this, I don't know what that is. So while they did that, at the same time, they came out with their Karate token. And their Karate token, basically what it is it's a kind of a centralized token, which is kind of neat because I'm going to share with you in a minute how this all works. And Karate Combat has an app. You can buy Karate Combat, or you can buy the Karate token. And I'll jump on in a few minutes and I'll show you where you can get that. But it's it's a token. There's so much information. I'm trying to sift through which way I want to go with it. But what you basically do is they have tournaments, and you can actually go on YouTube and type up Karate Combat, and you can see their entire last fight. Right? That was like a 4-hour, 5-hour thing. Now, the neat thing with this is Karate Combat has partnered themselves with a company called Up Only Gaming. So what Up Only Gaming is in the Karate Combat app. By the way, if you set up a new account, they will airdrop you. At least they did when I did. You'll get some free Karate token, which is really cool. Okay, so you can go to Android. I think it's open for Android, definitely for iOS because I have it on my phone. But what you can do is when they have a competition coming up, you can gamble on which fighter you think is going to win that fight. And they have, lightweight, heavyweight, bantamweight, all these different weight classes. And you can distribute your tokens throughout. Now, the cool thing is, if you, say, for example, bet 10 Karate tokens on one fighter, and he wins, you get the equal amount to what you voted for, what you bet. But if you lose, let's say your fighter gets decimated, he got knocked the heck out, and you lose, you don't lose the tokens you wagered. Isn't that awesome? So when you win, you win. When you lose, you still win, because you don't lose those tokens. Those tokens are still in your wallet. They're still yours. You're not going to get penalized. Now, a lot with how this works is there's also a little bit of governance with this token. So if you have a Karate token, you can actually vote for rule changes, and you want to have extra rounds, and so you actually have a say in how this works. Now, for those of us who've been doing martial arts forever, and we live in that world, it's a piece of cake. It's like, oh yeah, we should do this, But if someone who doesn't necessarily have an idea, it gives them a sense that they have some say in the matter, regardless of what they're voting for. Like, let's say, for example, you want to vote to, this last one came out, I believe, you want to allow a shoot takedown. So basically when someone's shooting in on you, if you don't know, right, you're standing up, you shoot in, you can either do a single or double leg takedown or whatever you want to do, and you take them on the ground. They're voting whether you should do that or not. Now, I'm like all over that. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, you got to do shoot takedowns. Come on. So you have a say, and whatever the consensus is how that works out. it's fueled by the karate token. Now, the karate token also is a way to incentivize fighters. It's also a way to help pay for them outside of their contract. So even though they have now I don't know the specifics. Depends. I'm sure it depends on each fighter and whatever. But they also receive karate tokens, and they can do with it whatever they will. And I think it was running like 203 or something along those lines. I think what it was the last time I had checked it. Now there is the total circulating supply is 110 billion. That's the total supply. That's the max supply. Now, right now, and I'm just going off my memory, the circulating supply is just about 5 billion tokens. Okay, so there's still a lot that can be released into the ecosystem. Now, I'm sure a lot of these are for the devs and also for the fighters. This is just what's out for the public right now. I would like to see that higher, but it is kind of what it is. Now, Karate Combat has been has really been building steam. So much so that they are being sponsored by Hedera. So let me say that again. The Karate Combat token, or Karate Combat, is being sponsored by HBAR. So if you go on YouTube and you find their last fights, and all you really have to do is if you just type in Karate Combat, you can even go to my video that I put up last week, and I have a list of resources. You can go check that out. But in the middle of their pit, they have a big H for HBAR. So HBAR is a big thing, and you can actually store your Karate token on Hashpack. So if you have Hedera and you bought your, like say for example, you set up your wallet, whatever that is, you can do it as a Blade wallet if you're Android, or Hashpack if you're, you can do Hashpack, whatever, but you get those two options, Blade and Hashpack. You can store your Karate token on those wallets, or you can go onto your Karate Combat app and put them on that wallet. And it just sits there. Now with the Karate Combat app, it's very simplistic, right? There's really not a whole lot of interaction you can have. You can vote when the time comes, you can bet when the time comes, but they also have a Twitter account, of course, and a Discord. So, and probably a Telegram. I haven't looked into their Telegram channel. Speaking of Telegram, I just created, guys, if you're watching this, a chat group in our Telegram. So, my original, when I set up Telegram, basically was just announcements where you couldn't interact. I just have recently, just the past couple of days, just set up an account or set up another channel where now you can comment, now you can post, now we can all have a dialogue. So that link is in the chat box now. It's also in our community tab. So I really want that to be a robust, energetic crypto channel where we can meet outside of this space. So go check that out and join it, okay? So with Karate Combat, back to Karate Combat now, the reason that I am really stoked about this is we took something that's about as non-Web3 related as you can get, martial arts, right? And flipped it on its ear. And now it's become part of the Web3 space. So much so that a high top level, and I feel that HBAR is going to be a top 10 crypto in the next couple of years. They keep going on. That's my belief anyway. Don't sue me if they don't, right? But I think they are top 10, and they believe in Karate Combat. That in itself for me is like, wow, this is like the best of both worlds. And now you've created another use case for a token. So if you can do this for martial arts, right? If you can actually take, like, something that's totally like real world, Web2, whatever, and turn it on its ear and create a token that has, I think, a really cool and unique use case. Where now you've got governance, okay, where you actually have say in the rules or what's going on within the ecosystem. You also are a part of Up Only Gaming, where you can bet and you can vote on the fighters you want to win, and you can actually watch those fights. They're free. The last one was in Miami, so I'd like to get to one of those. You bet those tokens, whatever it is, and if you win that equivalent. If you lose, you don't. You don't lose any tokens. So that in itself it's a really cool upside. And it gets you more involved. Now, if you go on their Discord channel, which I am, like you start off as like a white belt, and then you can work your way up on engagement, and they make posts, and they do that kind of stuff, and you can actually connect to Hashpack too. So a lot of these crypto companies have Telegram channels and Discord channels. So Hashpack and Hedera have Discord. So does Karate Combat. Okay, they have Discord, they have Twitter. So these are groups. If you're getting involved in a crypto project, you want to join their social media groups: Telegram, Twitter. They have a Reddit account, Discord. Whatever they have, follow them on YouTube, right? Join their YouTube channel, okay? And Karate Combat does, and I am part of that. I watch that, of course. So that way you stay in the know of what's going on firsthand in that space for that particular token, for that particular project. Now again, full disclosure, of course, I'm not being paid or sponsored by Karate Combat. I do have Karate Combat app. I have some karate token. Of course, I have HBAR. I have a Hashback. So yes, I have these projects. But I'm not being. I would tell you. I would absolutely tell you if I was being paid or sponsored. Absolutely, because I think that's only fair. But I'm not. I'm just doing this because, one, being a lifelong martial artist, and I must say that Karate Combat has flown under my radar. I really haven't experienced it until the past couple of months, because my mind has been focused sort of on other things, more like the crypto space, and then this just, I don't know even where I saw this, it just popped into my head. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty. And then I just went down that rabbit hole. I'm like, this is cool. Now, I don't know how it's all going to play out. We're going to see as time goes on. Again, the karate token is new, needs to gain some traction. You can get it on, I believe, KuCoin, some of the smaller exchanges, Uniswap, SushiSwap, I believe. And all you're going to do is go to, of course, CoinMarketCap, type in whatever it is, whatever the Karate Combat, and it'll give you all that information. The markets, the exchanges, what it's running, all that stuff will give you right then and there. And then you can take a look, and then you can start to determine if that's something that you want to get involved with. Don't take my word for it. All right. Don't, just because I'm telling you about it doesn't mean I'm saying you have to go out and do it. You have to go out and be a part of it. I'm just making you aware, and the reason that I'm making you aware is because I think that, one, this is a really cool use case, and this is the type of stuff we're going to see as more mass adoption becomes prevalent here in the United States and globally, where you have more of a traditional platform or any kind of business model. I mean, anyone can create a token. I could create a token, right? And be on the lookout in the next couple of days, because I'm going to be filming a video tomorrow. And I'm going to try to get it out too. It's going to be really cool, and this is going to be something really neat too that you may or may not have heard about. that you can actually attach to your business. Like, it's going to come to the point where you won't need to have a code. Shoot, you could just go into ChatGPT and you could probably create a token right from there. Or go on YouTube and learn how to create a token and attach it somehow, give it some use case, give some value to like your traditional business. I see that going to be happening a lot, I think. I think we're going to, as things get loosened up more and things start happening, crypto becomes more and more on the mainstream, you're going to start seeing, because people aren't going to have to worry about, oh my God, is it a security, right? I'm sure there's tons of businesses out there who would say, this would be really cool. I could create a token on whatever network. And by the way, I almost slipped. So never mind. I was going to say something. You guys got to wait. But on the Ethereum network or these other networks where you can create a token, attach it to your business, create a cool use case around it, maybe some incentives or whatever, you can do that too. So, and I think that's why, fortunately and unfortunately, we've seen a lot of rugs being pulled out from under people, because it is so easy, and it's like, you just create some hype, set up some channels, boom, right? By the way, anyone who's watching this who's thinking about that, don't, because I'm going to come over there and I'm going to money up your couch with my shoes. So be a good guy. Anyway, so that's where I think crypto is going to go, and that's why I wanted to share this particular project with you, because I think we're going to start seeing more of these things. And I think it's a benefit for the company. I think it's, in this case for Karate Combat, it's a benefit for the company. Gets them into the Web3 space, which will get them ready for Web5. It's good for the fighters because they're going to get their salaries, plus they're going to get a piece of the karate token. It's good for us because now, we're able to earn karate token, and whatever that is whatever it is, right? As far as I know, there's no staking, but whatever, it is what it is. I wouldn't necessarily go all in, right? Of course, be smart, do your research, and then you decide how much you want to put in. But I think that, people in martial arts, or even not, it's just a really cool upside. As far as I can see, there's no downside to this, right? I mean, obviously, it could get the project could be, not survive, and your karate tokens are worth less, and also worthless. So, just be careful, of course, because this is so new. Not Karate Combat, but the karate token. There's volatility involved, and how Ethereum and how Bitcoin is going to do is how everything else is going to go. So just keeping that in mind when you're considering Karate Combat, if you want to look into it more. But again, go to their website, karatecombat.org, or just type in Karate Combat, and it'll show you, take you right to their website, and it explains everything in detail. It's really, really simple. And that's another thing that I like. I like that we're starting to see some projects come out that are not full-on complicated, that it's easy to get involved. Yes, you have to have a wallet. If you don't have Hashpack or Hedera, you can create a blade, or set up. You don't even need that. You can actually buy it and then bring it. You can buy it on like a decentralized exchange, or the few centralized exchanges that have it, which are really small. I think like Gate.io has. You can buy it there, and then you can send it to your Karate Combat app, which is like a wallet, and you can have it there. So you don't need to have Hedera to get this, but they are big sponsors of Karate Combat. Is there any questions so far, guys? I mean, this is cool. I mean, martial arts, and, I want to see something. So, by the way, while I'm doing this, let me know who's here. I want to know who's here. Hit that like button too, guys. Let's see here. All right. What I'm doing is why did I do that? Why am I going to Etherscan? I don't really want to do that right now. Wrong one. So I want to go here. And I'm going to type in, let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Okay. So, all right. So let's come back to here. Now, because my computer is older, guys, it may be a little glitchy. I apologize. We're going to give this a shot. But I want to... All right. So, here we go. So now what we're doing is we can... This is a Karate Combat Karate token. So I'm sorry, it's at 309806. So self-reported circulating supply is 470 like 60 million. Man, easy for you to say. Again, the total supply, max supply is 110 billion tokens. Now, where you can buy it, let's go up here and let's click on the markets. And it'll show us. So yeah, so you got KuCoin, Bittrex, Uniswap. You can get it Gate.io, Bybit. So right now, it's not a whole lot of places you can get it. If you have a KuCoin account, or if you're on Uniswap, Gate.io, this is where you can buy it, and you can have it, and then you can send it right to your wallet, wherever that is. Again, I would have liked to see the circulating supply down a bit more, or up more, I should say. All right, guys. I'm moving around with Windows here. So this is kind of where we are at right now. Now, what I want to do is I actually want to go here, and I want to take you guys to their website real quick. Okay, combat. Just talks about what it is. Let's go here. So it's a full contact league. And again, it's going to take us through a little bit of a video, I think. Let's run this. I don't think I've seen it. Let's see how short this is. Let's take a look.
Welcome to Miami, where we're all still coming down from the high that was Karate Combat 40. I'm Alex Wendling, and we gotta keep the action going for you because we are on the search for the next big star inside the pit. This is the...
So, yeah, this is something new that they started. It's called Kumite. Anyway. But you can... I mean, the website really looks good. Fighters. And again, if you didn't see, they had the Hedera H-bar logo in the middle of their in the middle of their arena. And then it shows you how to watch. So you can really get an idea of where to watch it, where it's worldwide, of course. And this was like the last one that they had, which you could actually vote on. Like they had like 10 fights, and you could vote using the karate token. And it shows like YouTube, of course, which is cool. You can watch it for free. I really like that. So that way, it's getting people more involved. And I'm gonna be telling you something else, guys. That I think that for me anyway. I want to come back here. Just gonna move this back over. I feel that this is actually something that you can bring your kids to. It's not tons of blood and guts and that kind of stuff. It's a really, the energy is a whole lot different. I've been to UFC fights back in the early days and Pride fights, and let me tell you what, it got crazy in there, right? When you're having like a Ken Shamrock, fight Tito Ortiz, and you have two sides of the arena, one for Tito, one for Ken, and you're going to get soda, and people are getting arrested left and right. The majority of them were women, which was wild, but whatever. It was a really intense, at least back then. And we're talking early 2000s, between probably 99 to 2003, something along those lines. So this is something that I think is kind of more family-oriented. Now, the fights are still fights, guys. You can punch, you can kick, you can take downs, you can hit on the ground. I mean, you can do all those things. It's just not, you're only allowed to ground a pound for about 5 seconds. You can't be on top of the guy just pummeling. So from a safety standpoint, I think it's safer too. And I like that. So it reminds me of the old PKA kickboxing matches back in the late 70s and early 80s or mid 80s. When on Thursday night you had ESPN, Friday, Thursday night fights, and they'd have PKA or Pro Karate up there. I used to love watching those things, man. So much. I got into that. This reminded me of that. So it's interesting because with Combat Karate and the Karate Token, it's sort of like it's really blending the two together. And out of like all the crypto projects, this one is really, I mean, everyone's unique in their own way. I shouldn't say that. But this, for me anyway, has a more of an affinity. Now, they got to make sure they do it right and that they take care of the franchise and they do right by people. But I wanted to make you guys aware of this project and, and just to see where it's going to head. Again, I don't know. I want them to do well. I really do. But I do think that we're going to be seeing a lot more of this, where you're going to have traditional companies, businesses, and entertainment, whatever, attaching themselves to crypto, attaching themselves to AI. This also has computer-generated imagery in the background, too. So it's really, I think, progressive in this realm anyway, and I think it has lots of potential. So, does anyone have any questions? And now we're going to open it up to as an open forum for anyone who wants to talk about. We can talk about Karate Combat. We can talk about Hedera. We can talk about Gala. What do you guys want to talk about? Anyone here have any questions? I'm going to have some water. A little dehydrated today, guys. And it's a Monday already. How about that? Can't believe it's a Monday already. Holy macaroni. Weekend has come and gone, guys. Has come and gone. So who's in the house tonight? Who's here? There's only one person that hit that thumbs up button. So if you're here watching, I would greatly appreciate it, please. Hit it. That's the martial arts guy in me. I gotta say, please hit that hit that thumbs up button. Let's see who's gonna do it. The first person who hits it, I'm gonna give you a round of applause. So I'm looking, I'm watching. Now, John, I know you were the first one, so you're excluded from this, man. Ah, there we go. Awesome. Whoever that was, let me know. I want to know who that was. I was watching. But again, you know what? Here, it doesn't. There's one more person. There's one more person here. I got you, Bob. All right. Bob, join that Telegram channel. This is easy. If you scroll up to the top, I want you guys in that Telegram channel because I'm putting it out there everywhere. I'm putting it on Twitter. I'm putting it on LinkedIn. I'm putting it on Facebook. I'm putting it on you name it. I want to get that Telegram channel happening. That's going to be a place because, man, there's so many things we can do there. And if you are here, like, this is where I come back and I'm like, if you're watching this, if you're here now, or if you're watching this after the fact, I appreciate every single one of you because this is one of the main reasons that I do what I do. I just love, hopefully, sharing information that you find has some worth, that has some value, and that you feel that it has enough value that, you know what, this guy's all right. He kind of knows what he's talking about. I think I'm going to, subscribe and see what he's got to say and do more. But when you do that, you become more of a family member than a subscriber. And that's why I'm pushing for like the Telegram channel and everything else, is because I really want to connect more with you guys. This is great, but I will also want us to have a platform where, like, no matter what, like 3 o'clock in the morning, John's up, Scott, boom, 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 right? I may not be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but if I am, I may be like, hey, I'm going to respond to this, boom. Or maybe Bob does something or somebody else. That's the cool part about having a Telegram channel where you can actually engage and have conversations, because it allows us to have this give and take. And, I don't like the word take. I want you guys I don't want to take anything from you. I want you to take whatever you can from me, and I want to give it to you, right? So whatever that is, whatever information that is, that's kind of what I'm about. So, Hedera sponsoring Karate Combat. Guys, that's a big deal. Is it me, or maybe I'm placing a little too much value in it? I don't know, but I feel like that's a big deal. For them to be sponsoring them, because Hedera is coming. I mean, that's my view. Hedera is up and coming, and they are going to be massive in the next couple of years, I think. And just today, they were up like, 15% before I came on air? Before I came on, they were just crushing it. So, I'm curious. Now you guys made me look again. Now I got to go look and see how we're doing. Let's see. How is H-bar doing right now? Let's see here. All right, we're dropping a little bit. It's okay, though. About 6%. I'll take it. That's okay. It goes up, it goes down. That's part of the process. We all gotta just suck it up, and we know the drill. So, anyway. So, guys, Champions Arena. I'm going to switch gears briefly. I don't want to spend the entire time on Gala, but I will answer questions. But I do know that Champions Arena is going to be starting the end of this month, which is really good. They really need some games out other than Townstar. So that'll be exciting. I may or may not play. I don't know. I've never played it before. I'm not sure if anybody else here has. So we'll see. Well, hey guys. Yeah, I saw I haven't read it yet. I'll take a look at it. I know last week I said I wanted to kind of not do a gala video every second. Oh, excuse me. Unless they have something that I think is really noteworthy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at this and see, and if it's something that I think this could be really cool. Like I want to do a video on rep because I think that's going to be killer. Yeah, this is all well and good. These games are fine. Yeah, they're whatever. But for something like rep, that could be a game changer when it comes to like creating like a social media platform for people to go. So keep your eyes out for that. So once we get any kind of updates on rep, I will be doing a video about that for sure. Or any like major game release, like Mirandus or Walking Dead Empires, anything like that, or anything that partnership that's special. I'm gonna be like, wow. I don't want it to come across like I'm not gonna do any more gala videos. I will, but it's gotta strike me in a way that's like this needs to be communicated to the people that rely on me for information. So just to give you guys a heads up on that, I'm not going to do gala videos anymore, but I'm just going to be more discerning about which videos I do. But I will go in and I'll check out the white paper. But I am curious also to find out how much they're going to charge for these mystery boxes, which I'm not going to buy, or any of the nodes that are going to be dropping, which I'm not going to drop, however much it is for a node. You guys know me, I'm kind of like, it's a sore spot with me. Nodes, overpriced nodes, and overpriced NFTs. Did I say that out loud? Any shot that I ever had of wanting to be sponsored by Gala is gone. And then quite honest, with all this crap I've been seeing with all these YouTube content creators being sponsored by Gala and having to leave, I don't even want to deal with that nonsense. John, you're right. Well, I mean, it depends. It depends on the person. Like, you and I are staking our H-bar. So we're just sitting back. We really don't need to buy anymore. But I don't know, man. I mean, if you're just starting out and you're digging in, remember, FOMO's a mofo. So I still think if people buy in now and they don't go crazy off the rails, if they hold on to it and they start DCAing in, you got to get involved somewhere. You got to start somewhere. I still think this is, when it hits $1, that's going to be a thing. But because we're at 6 cents, just about 6 cents, plus or minus a little bit, I still think it's okay, But I wouldn't go crazy. I wouldn't like blast $1,000 into it right now. $300 or $400, whatever it is, a person can spend, and then just start buying every week. But H-bar goes up, goes down. I really wish that would happen to my Cardano, man. We've been stuck at 29 cents. They've just been working and working and working. It's like Cardano has been flying under everyone's radar right now for the longest time. I mean, people who know, I thought about it. I thought about earlier today. Like, I have some that I got on exchange a couple of days ago. It's just been sitting there. Oh, excuse me. I haven't put it back over onto my hash pack yet, but I'm going to. And start earning that additional staking. I mean, you're up to what, 60 a day, you beast? And you're a freaking beast, man. You're a monster. Mad respect for you, sir. I think I scared everybody off. It's interesting when you talk about projects that are not, I guess, very popular, like Karate Combat is more of a niche crypto project. But you never know. Those niche crypto projects could turn into like a Shiba Inu. So, and I got another one coming for you in the next day or two. I got another crypto project coming for you. I really want to start developing different or exposing people to different projects. So Karate Combat was one I thought was really cool. It may not be cool for everybody, but it may be cool for some. And, we'll just have to see. But, so guys, do you have any questions or comments or anything that we want to talk about? Because silence is no good. I guess Mondays are a tough day. Well, hey, my friends, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let you guys jam. I thank you guys for being a part of it. I hope when you're watching this, either now or in the replay, that you pick up some good information from it. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section below. Let me know. Join our Telegram channel. Again, you can find it in the description of this video. You can also find it in our community tab. And, I hope everyone has a great evening. And remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, crypto never sleeps. And I will see you guys tomorrow.